It came though, before winter actually even started,
Oh,
remember?
I see.
When it just started.
The crew always asked me what the forecast was gonna be, just to have some fun, so. Bob came to the last meeting, experienced that. Thanks for coming.
Dave, the budget here, just so that people understand, the $109,000 for snow and ice, right, is well below what we typically spend on snow and ice.
Yeah, snow and ice is, coming in at about 375, 400 on an average. And, the town purposely underfunds it because of two things. The snow and ice is subject to the emergencies that allow it to be overexpended and taken off the top of available monies next year. Also, once you raise it, you have to live with that number. You can't go back. Department of Revenue will not let you go back. So if you do raise it to 400,000, which is more the realistic number, and then you're in a kind of a tight year and say, you know what, why don't we just do snow and ice for 250? If we need more, we'll adjust it in the fall. Can't do it. It'll live with the number. That's the reluctance of raising.
So basically, $125,000 of revenue estimate is left unspent to cover an overrun in snow and ice, and then if we go above that number, then we are making it up the following year, or we're making an adjustment, as we did, I think, in FY 2006, we made the adjustment, capital.
We have an opportunity to true up the snow and ice budget either at the April or October town meeting. If this budget conceivably goes way over,
We're gonna have to.
we'll have to deal with it, in October before we set the tax rate. So conceivably, that's worst case scenario, but it's not unrealistic given how we've started.
So very hopefully your forecast for the winter.
Be nice. Be nice.
Are gonna be dry.
Be nice. Yeah. But the crew does a good job. I'm very, very happy with the program that we have. It's an excellent, it's the program for me, I did winter in New Hampshire as well. And once the storm starts, if you know that plow is gonna be there in 4 hours, and that's the system, that's a good system. In North Reading, if you know the plow is gonna be no later than an hour and a half, and it's there an hour and a half every time, then that's a good system.
Well, it's clear that the roads in North Reading are
Crew
better
there.
maintained in the wintertime.
It's a very good,
Surrounding communities.
yeah, thank you. It's a very good system and an excellent crew behind it.
Any other questions regarding snow and ice? Okay, let's move on. How are we doing for time, Greg?
Tree care is, it's not laughable, it's ridiculous. I don't really know why we want to spend any time on it, just to tell you that it's not enough to do what we do. What we try to do is take advantage of, road projects.
Skip one here?
Did I skip something?
Skip street
Oh,
lighting,
street
maybe
lighting.
on purpose.
Yep. No. That's right, that's very good. And again, you have your choice. It's gonna cost you an extra $23,390 if you want all the lights on. That cost includes turning the lights on and updating the lights. And paying for them.
Can we turn the traffic lights on, save money?
The plan, as you can see, is to,
The plan is status quo, basically,
Well,
just to cover the cost of,
right. Right, the recommendation is status quo because it's gonna cost you another near $24,000 if you want the lights on. But if you go through the budget process and you wanna revisit it, at least you have the number
yep.
before you. I think we're in our 8th year in this. This has been a while. 7?
We continue to get calls on this
I'm
issue.
sure you do.
At least I do.
Yeah, we do.
I think they're diminished.
Diminished.
We continue to respond if there are calls that come in for streetlights.
the town engineer and the police department will go out and look at
Yep.
the situation and come back with a recommendation as to whether we should put in a light or not put in a light,
Right.
so. We still do deal with those, and eventually, Dave, I suspect at some point, going forward, we'll probably need to start adding a little bit of money to our budget, just because of the fact that we try to cover dangerous locations and have lights where they.
Correct. Yes.
How are the, light failures controlled, given that not all of the lights are turned on? Does Reading Light have a specific list that they
They
maintain?
do, and, but quite frankly, we just get a call. We'll get a call from somebody and say, hey, a light went out. Yep.
Could I,
Yes, sure.
if I could, Mr. Chair, I'd just like to make my annual statement that I think they should all be put back on because of public safety. And I never agreed with the plan, but it's there, and I just feel they should all be put back on. And they never should have been turned off. Thank you.
Dave, as far as the upgrading of the fixtures, is that something we pay for, or is it something Reading Light does? I was under the impression in years past, they absorb the cost.
When they turn the light back on, if they turn the light back on, you're right. But we gotta pay for we're paying for the light to be turned back on with the upgraded fixture. So the cost that we're paying to get the light on is included in,
Okay, but as far as our current inventory.
no, that's theirs, right, that's correct. Yep,
If one fails, they'll come in and
that's
replace it
correct,
with it.
yep.
The $8.82 charge to turn a light on hardly seems enough to pay for new fixtures.
What was the, again, what's the, again, we did a little advertising over the years too, as far as if someone wanted a light put on outside their home, we weren't gonna absorb the cost within the town, they can still do that.
Yes, they can.
What was the cost per bulb?
Whatever the cost is, I don't,
What was it?
I think they're charged, yeah. I think they get the town cost.
Right.
Any other questions regarding street lighting for anybody?
I don't have it I don't have that individual cost, but, we can calculate it out if we wanna do another ad. Or call RMLD and just ask them.
I know a few people have done it.
A few.
It's just another form of tax where they have
A
to pay
few.
for a service that they really don't have anymore, which is an additional fee, but if they feel that strongly about it, it's an option.
Trees? We have 20 grand to basically trim our trees and react to emergencies, and like I said, when we do road projects, we try to take advantage of, for example, the state, when they did 62, or our own forces, when we do roads, to do the trimming and charge it under the road project. That's the only way we can try to even make this program work. I don't believe this figure's changed for,
This
Forever.
is for, this is for non-Department of Public Works, tree, the town trees that need to be maintained, that Public Works wouldn't do. What I mean, by your own labor force. This is for
to call
outside
Viking,
services.
right, to call Viking in. Viking has the contract to come in and trim trees, right? Because they have the equipment. Exactly.
Now, the utilities take care of some of that also.
Yes, they do. Anything around a pole, the wires, they trim those trees.
And we have absolutely nothing in here for beautification or
Nothing.
replacement of trees.
And there are grants, there are matching grants, but you have to have those programs in place. And if you don't have them, you can't get the grants for replacement of trees, beautification programs, right?
And that's one thing that one of the things that we are missing, an opportunity sometimes to enhance the neighborhoods, beautification. And you put up the seed money in order to.
You gotta do it right. Yep.
Take advantage of it.
Machinery maintenance. When I was in the Seabees, was an engineer, Alpha Company was the equipment section. You didn't do anything without Alpha Company. You couldn't go anywhere. You could just have breakfast. You couldn't get any work done. And the same goes with Public Works. This is the core, having a respective fleet. I do want to take the opportunity with the cameras to thank those that are listening, to support us at town meeting for the equipment replacement program through the years, because without the equipment and the training that goes with it for our crew, the roads wouldn't look as good as they are, and things couldn't get done to the extent that we have such a high level of productivity. So I do appreciate the fact that we have that support. We never we really never get caught up with our equipment replacement. We always are behind, but comparatively to our other communities, we're not as behind as most of them in our replacement program. Our mechanics are extremely talented, extremely. They can diagnose, and they can fix anything heavy and small engines, all our lawnmowers to our diesels, transmissions, but it's like anything else. If we have a real heavy snowstorm and a lot of equipment go down, what we have to do is prioritize the equipment we need to get back quickly. That may have to go out, just because we need it back quickly. We have approximately 80 pieces of rolling stock that they are responsible for. The fuel depot facility, I think everybody's familiar with it, but that's one location at the garage. It used to be underground storage tanks at the police, fire, and public works, and I believe there was one at the school. Those are all taken out. There are grants for to take these underground storage tanks out. We did have one problem at the fire station. When we took it out, there was leaching, and we had to comply, and we had to chase it. It took us a couple of years monitoring wells, clean that all up. Those are the kinds of problems you encounter with these underground storage tanks. So the good news is the one tank down at DPW is the fuel dispenser for everybody, and it's double walled. It meets all the EPA standards, and the mechanics, that's under the mechanics jurisdiction. Everything in the yard at the garage is under the chief mechanic's jurisdiction, both in repair and environmentally hazardous protection of materials and so forth.
So, it's safe to say now that all town fuel supplies are above ground, double wall.
That's correct.
So, and that's just Public Works and the Hillview at this point, right?
Correct. That have,
There's no other.
there's no other, which is a good thing.
As far as maintenance and repair, you also take care of other town departments as well.
Thank you.
The DPW, correct?
Right, we do. We take care of,
Important to know.
minus police and fire, we take care of everybody else. The elderly, schools. There's been discussion, obviously, in the past about police and fire. That comes up from time to time, and our facility is just not, it's not big enough to take police and fire vehicles in. We have a neighboring town, and they took in police and fire. They have a DPW facility. They took in police and fire vehicles. The facility was never built for it, and it's a catastrophe. I've never seen an organization, the mechanics, so stressed out in my life, and the priorities are bickered with. The fire chief comes down, the police chief comes down, the public works director comes down. That's got to get done, this has got to get done, that's got to get done. It's chaotic. In order for that to work, some of the members of the Board of Selectmen, one in my immediate left here, knows the town I'm talking about, but also is come at me over the years about revisiting it, right, and rightfully so. We should always, change is good, But you don't wanna set up one department if they're failing and set up the other one department